Talk us through that, man, because, it didn't start out perfect, but it ended perfect for you.
Yeah, it didn't start the way I expected at all. But like me, my mind coach said, adversity and game plans and what can you do when it doesn't go your way? And I said, keep calm and, get back to work. And the groundwork didn't work for me. That's what usually is my bread and butter, but today it was the hands. I'm not mad about that at all. So obviously wanted to get that revenge back because we're one apiece now. But I think that's probably the best way for myself to get a little bit of vengeance back.
You talked about like sort of the mental side of things. So when you're in there and things aren't going your way, is there anything different about you now where you tell yourself, all right, not a big deal, stay calm, ride this out for a second, and when we get back up, we know what we got to do?
100%. Yeah. If this was me, maybe even like 6-10 fights ago, I would have panicked. As soon as we got back to our feet, I would have done some stupid stuff and probably tried to take him down. Where I just composed myself, went back to my hands, and it was funny, as I threw, I didn't even know I'd hurt him until, I think I had my head down, and then when I looked up, he was on the floor. So then I went, obviously, to the ground, and then ended up getting, I think, mount. I said I wouldn't do mount, didn't I? But, when someone's in trouble, I think all that goes out the window, and then landed some elbows and got the KO.
All these things combined, the fact that it was a rematch, that you needed to get one back on him, the way that you were able to finish and kind of rally to do it, the fact that it's 5 in a row now, the fact that you can pretty much say, title shot, guys.
It's 1,000%. Sorry, 1,000%.
All those things combined, is this the biggest win of your career?
You know what? I'm going to say yes. 1, because the way I did it, and 2, it was a very, special fight, should I say, because it was number 1 contender and it was a rematch. So I had them 2 things on my mind. But to be honest, it wasn't that was playing my mind. It was just like, I can't lose again to him, because I'm 39 now, so it's not like I can, pretty much I'll get him next time. It'd probably be like, I won't get you next time and I won't fight for the belt. It was just, I think, the ice on the cake to get the win. And the win the way I did as well.
But you're a heavyweight 39, which is like a 32 for everybody else, it seems like in MMA.
It really is.
Does that give you a lot of comfort? I mean, 40 is the number that people like me start asking guys like you, hey man, are you thinking about hanging it up? So, you're pushing 40, but you're a heavyweight. You could probably do this for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and no lie, I think when I was light heavyweight, cutting that weight was brutal. I don't have to cut any weight now, so injuries are less. It's less stressful fight week. You haven't got to do all these interviews while you're cutting weight and not eating. So, I really do feel like I've got, another couple of more years. I don't do it forever, but, win that belt, that's the plan, and defend it a couple times. And then, I can hang up my boots, hang up my gloves, and go on my merry way.
Obviously, that's the fight that you want next. Is there a kind of a time period with which you want it? I mean, is it in late summer? Is it pushing toward fall or winter? I mean, how much time do you want to have off before you get another crack at him?
Well, I'd like to have a holiday, go back to England. As I said, I turned 40 this year. I want to go on holiday and celebrate that as well. Maybe fall, maybe Christmas. Well, not Christmas, obviously I'd like to celebrate Christmas. But at least fall, at least,
What's up, Big Storm? Congrats on the win.
Respect, man.
Saw your shirt. Pretty cool slogan.
Thank you.
Did you foreshadow maybe a TKO happening?
Yes, it was crazy. I had a little nap this morning or this afternoon. Just fell asleep watching TV. And I actually had like a little premonition dream of me dropping him and then ground and pounding him. It wasn't. I don't even know when it would happen, first, second round, whatever. It just sort of happened, man. So. I can't complain with that big win.
And you've spoken about getting a mind coach. What would you say is the biggest thing you've learned about yourself during this time?
That just because you lose, it's not the end of all. It's what you do from the loss. You can go home and cry and give it all up, or you can fix those mistakes and then come back and win 5 in a row like I have just done. I really didn't think. And again, it was when I fought Moldavsky last time, that's when I wanted to retire. I was like, I'm done. And that was a 3-round fight. So it was very brutal on me. And yeah, I wanted to hang up the boots, hang up the gloves, and my mind coach was like, "Nah, you know, you can come back from this," and I have.
And biggest win of your career, I have to ask, how are we celebrating, lad?
Nando's. I have to go back to England for Nando's, so I'm not going to wait that long. I don't know. We'll see what happens, you know, just take it as it is. You know, I'm pretty boring when it comes to celebrating for my fights. I'd rather celebrate my birthday. So we'll see what happens.